afternoon. My name is Seth Patterson.
And I'm Amanda Diamond.
And this is Argo News.
Do you ever want to know in advance when SGA events are happening on campus? Argo News reporter Najee Moy has more on the story.
Have you ever wanted to learn more about University of West Florida's Student Government Association?
So we have three branches here at the university. We have the judicial, which is really the Supreme Court of the university. So if there was a trial, if a member of student government was kind of breaking the rules or Constitution, there'd be a Supreme Court case against them, and then they would be removed from their position. There's also the cabinet, which is what I'm over, which is more of the event side of things. So you see us downstairs doing the blue and green days and going out to tailgates and setting up the tents and stuff like that. That's the blue and green days, which is all part of the cabinet. And then we also have the legislative side, which is the Senate, which meets every Friday at 2:30 right here in the Commons Auditorium. Actually, today we're doing the blue and green day and SGA Day. We're promoting elections, which are coming up. Filing opens February 24th next week. But really next Wednesday is one of the biggest events we're going to have all year. It's going to be a hard hats rally. The purpose of it's hard hats for higher education. You know, we have the master plan. We're trying to build all these buildings on campus, the football stadium, the new student union, and we're really just trying to let the legislators know that we need funding. We already have a funding request through the Board of Governors to help renovate Building 58, you know, the laboratory sciences departments. But we're really going through trying to find buildings that need projects. And we're holding a press conference on Wednesday, February 26th, right here in the Great Hall from 12 to 2 p.m. with free food. And the last really major event that we're going to be doing this semester is we're going to do a week-long event. It's going to be Chalk Your Pride, Paint Your Pride, Live Your Pride, and Argo Pride. And it's going to be just various things throughout the campus. We're going to have students chalk up the sidewalk, the ceiling tiles in the commons, as you'll see down there. They're all painted with student organizations. We're going to do that event again. We're going to have a big spirit day on campus where everyone's wearing their school stuff. And then we're going to have athletics come to our Senate and really promote Argo Pride.
You can find out more information about upcoming events on uwf.edu/SGA/calendar. I'm Najee Moy, reporting for Argo News.
Amanda, is your head in the stars? If so, did you know the University of West Florida is working on adding an astronomy club in the near future? Argo News reporter Amanda Diamond has more.
Interested in astronomy? The University of West Florida is trying to get an astronomy club established in the fall of 2014.
I'm the president of the Escambia County Amateur Astronomers Association. I'm also a student here at the University of West Florida studying finance, and I'm interested in bringing certain elements of my club to this school. President, my main function is to assist with running the meetings. I also participate in as much as I can with outreach. We do outreaches at local schools. We also are very well known for our events at Fort Pickens. It's my intention to bring a kind of a University of West Florida astronomy club by fall of 2014. I have some projects laid out for us already, and I definitely intend for us to do some stargazes perhaps on campus. We have a telescope which we are loaning to the University of West Florida Library. It's called a 4.5-inch Star Blast from Orion, and it's actually a really nice little beginner scope because you can set it up on a tabletop. You don't need to get a tripod for it, and it's just I've met a lot of students that say they would be interested in going out and stargazing, but they don't have they say they don't have money to buy a telescope. For starters, I planned on meeting in the Commons. There's actually a little fireplace area right behind where the main area where all the students hang out in the Commons. And I was thinking about starting that just to kind of have a couple meetings to touch base. One thing that I've also been really privileged to take part of is at the University of West Florida Library, they've actually agreed to have an exhibit for some of my astrophotography. And it's something that I put a lot of work into, and that I just, it'll be really neat for me to have it all up on exhibit where I spend so much time anyway.
So if you're interested in astronomy, check out the Astronomy Club starting in fall of 2014. I'm Amanda Diamond with Argo News.
Did you know that Creole is Haiti's native language? Argo News reporter Shannon Hemming has more on the story.
Sac passe, are you ready to learn more about Haitian culture?
HSO stands for Haitian Student Organization, and our purpose is basically to bring awareness of the Haitian culture on campus. Last semester we actually had a culture night where we shared with our food, we gave history about the Haitian country, we also had cultural dances performed. We even had a fashion show to show like some of the type of clothing that we wear. Some of our upcoming events this semester, we're actually going to have a compa night, which is basically our type of music that we dance to on February 28th. And then in April, we're wanting to do a Caribbean night to bring all the like islands together and have like I guess a social where we all just jam out and have fun. We're also doing a game night in March. So like we'll have some Haitian food and American food. It'll just be a mixed thing where we just come and meet with people and have fun. I think it's awesome because you finally get to see a group of people that you're used to. Like, I grew up around Haitians. I am Haitian, but coming up here, some people were like more spread out, and now it actually gives us a chance to bring more people together that are Haitian, that enjoy our culture, and not only us, but other people that want to learn. And then the food, whenever we do have it, is amazing. And I just really enjoy it, and being the president for the past 2 years has been awesome. And I actually look forward to what's gonna happen in the future.
If you're ready to have fun, eat awesome foods, and discover a new culture, HSO just might be the organization for you. I'm Shannon Hemmings, reporting for Argo News.
You never know what club you might be interested in. If you're looking, UWF's Gay Straight Alliance has many plans in the works. With more on the organization, Joanne Broxson.
At UWF, there are many organizations working to help students to feel like they belong. One of those organizations is the Gay Straight Alliance.
Well, the Gay Straight Alliance is really focused on advocating, educating, and supporting the LGBTQIA+ community. Our upcoming events would be anything from our weekly meetings, which are in Building 58A at 7 p.m. And we are very focused right now on having our rainbow events. And that is every meeting we focus on a specific color of the LGBT pride flag. GSA is extremely important for the campus. We focus on making sure that our students are heard, making sure that our students have a voice, either in committees focused on the diversity on campus themselves. We also are very focused on allowing them to feel included in their own community, which is very important if you're very separated from the other students and you don't really get to see each other. GSA is so important to the success of those students to feel safe or emotionally stable in their environment. And I'm hoping that our members can take from GSA that they are safe, they're supported, and that they have a lot of avenues to educate those that are not as familiar with what we deal with on an everyday basis.
If you're interested in joining, just go to UWF's Building 58A every Thursday at 7 p.m. This is Joanne Broxson reporting for Argo News.
There are more options to staying active, both socially and physically. UWF has many options for those interested in joining a sports club. Argo News reporter James Miles has more on unconventional martial art.
Who says there's no place for swords in the modern era?
In Olympic fencing, you just have they're basically just trying to go for the body, and you get points. As it's not a point system, you're technically trying to kill your opponent, and what that means is if like you get stabbed in the arm, you lose that arm. Get stabbed in this arm, lose that arm. Get stabbed in the legs, you have to go down on your knees, and if you get stabbed in the torso, you're dead and the person wins. When we have our practices every week, we normally have 2 to 4 students in like middle schools and high schools come in, and we teach them how to fence, and they go to our events with us. But the only really event that we do, besides like the ones around campus, like Argo Palooza and Festival on the Green, stuff like that, is the big Renaissance Fair every year. We do a big demonstration in front of the crowd where we show them our moves, and we'll have people fence. And last year we had everyone fence against the president. That was kind of funny. We do the King and Queen's Guards all day. So while the king and queen are walking around, we have 2 people wearing these black vests with their swords and everything, protecting them. We host a tournament there. Well, obviously we have to have our chest protectors, and guys have to wear their cups. And we have the long white jackets that are padded. We use hoods that we put on along with gorgets, which are basically just metal things you put around your neck just to protect your neck. And you have gloves and a mask.
Check out the UWF Fencing Club at the Gulf Coast Renaissance Fair, March 1st and 2nd. I'm James Miles reporting for Argo News.
UWF's annual Take Back the Night event is coming up soon, but before that arrives, have you heard about Creativity for a Cause? Savannah Taylor has more.
The deadline for Creativity for a Cause is just around the corner. How can you help show your support?
It can really be a range of anything, just an artistic expression. In the past, we've had song, we've had dance, spoken word, poetry. Even last year we had an art piece. So it's really just anything that's an original work of your own, and it has to relate to sexual violence and your support against the issue, or maybe even your personal struggles with the issue. It's just something we've done in, I guess, the past 3 or 4 years, and we just like for students to be able to kind of show their support and artistic expression of supporting survivors and speaking about the awareness of sexual violence. So it's kind of a cool way to incorporate students into the actual event. Gotten way bigger, started with, just maybe 10, 20 students, and now last year we had over 400, so definitely has grown. But I mean, it's been happening for hundreds of years across the country, but we've only done it here for 14 years. Take Back the Night is really just about bringing awareness of sexual violence and the issue of sexual violence, not only on our campus, but in the community as a whole, across the nation really. We really focus on supporting survivors. A lot of people wait all year for this event because it's really their moment to speak out about it, talk about their past experiences, and it's really great to see a campus community support people who have in the past struggled or are survivors of this issue. So that's our main focus. We also try to just educate students. It's the one time where it's our biggest event through wellness. So we try to educate students on the risk and ways that they can intervene to try to decrease the chance of someone that they know or, a UWF student being affected by this issue.
To find out more about this event and to show your support, log on to uwf.edu/wellness. I'm Savannah Taylor reporting for Argo News.
The University of West Florida Student Government Association does more than just provide students with opportunities to gain professional experience. Reporter Christopher Thrasher tells us more.
The University of West Florida Student Government Association provides support for the campus community.
So student government, this past week we did the baseball tailgate, and we were out there giving out free cotton candy and really helping promote student pride through the athletic program. And we also attend events regularly. Last week I was at the CAB event and we really gave a lot of support. And the Argo Pantry program is actually opening up here tomorrow. And we're going to walk over there and really support that organization, which helps students that are in need.
SGA provides support for programs on campus in a number of ways.
Student government works with any department that receives A&S funding, which is activity and service fee funding. So you think about the recreation center with the fitness center up front on campus and the university commons. And so the student government actually finances a lot of their programs by giving them A&S fees. The student orgs come to us and they submit budget requests. Say they want to travel to conferences and it's open to any student, they can get money and help provide the transportation for students to go to these conferences and compete at a national level.
I asked President Hill how SGA encourages students to get involved on campus.
By leading by example. We go out and we attend events, and eventually students are going to say, oh, look at these guys, they go to events every week. I want to start going to these events. How can I get involved? How can I make UWF a better experience, not only for me, but other students around me?
President Hill is enthusiastic about encouraging student involvement and says that getting involved in SGA is relatively easy.
You can file for candidacy on February 24th, and then all you have to do is turn in a certain amount of signatures for your position, turn in an expense report, and elections are March 30th, April 1st, and April 2nd. Hopefully you win your position.
Elections are coming up soon. In just a couple of months, the current SGA will pass on the torch to a whole new set of student leaders. I'm Christopher Thrasher, reporting for Argo News.
There are other UWF organizations working towards making a difference in the community. Reporter Nicole Campbell has more on the story.
Whoever said that charity work couldn't be fun was seriously wrong.
Our philanthropy is for Alzheimer's Association, specifically for the Judy Fund. That's what our nationals mandates. And a lot of our brothers have members of their families that have dealt with Alzheimer's. My mom personally has been a chapter president of the Alzheimer's Association, so it really hits home for me. Sammy Shenanigans is our normal, it's a 3-day event with all the sororities participating in random events that we've scheduled. It takes place in February. It's our big moneymaker for Alzheimer's Association. We're estimated to get around 3,000 this year. Our overall goal for the whole year is 10,000. Other events that we do, there's going to be a car wash coming out. We've also done Dodge for the Cause. That's a dodgeball tournament, simple as that. The car wash, we're actually going to try and do 3 or 4 car washes simultaneously and try and get big bucks for that too. Well, the money comes basically from sororities, and we also do sponsorships. We try and get sponsors to put their name on the back of our shirts. Other than that, we also take can donations. For our other thing, it's the Bay Area Food Bank. We have a partnership with them too through our nationals to donate all the cans to that. It definitely pulls us all together in the fact that we all have to be at an event. It's not mandatory, so everyone you see there genuinely does care and wants to be there. I think that strengthens us a lot because the Brotherhood event will go so far, but when you're bonding over community service, philanthropy, it's just a different level.
What a great time for a great cause. I'm Nicole Campbell, reporting for Argo News.
Everybody's been getting into shenanigans lately.
I know, but it's for a good cause. The UWF Greek community takes pride in these successful philanthropy events. Reporter Lauren Tannenbaum has more on the story.
Every year, Sigma Alpha Mu hosts their week-long fundraising event, Sammy Shenanigans.
Sammy Shenanigans is Sigma Alpha Mu's 3-day-long philanthropy event. It's split up into several different activities. The first day, there is can construction, turn your coach into a mermaid, and a kosher cook-off. The second day is battleship, a banner contest, and a relay race. And then the third day is community service at Pensacola Beach, as well as a cooler contest. The main goal is to raise as much money and cans for our 2 philanthropies as possible. My favorite part about Sammy Shenanigans is just seeing the Greek community and all the sororities come out and help raise money and donate cans for a good cause. This is the 3rd year of Sammy Shenanigans. I wasn't around for the first one because I wasn't a member of SAM, but last year we raised over $2,000 and I want to say 3,000 pounds worth of cans. So it's been pretty successful for what we've been trying to do with it. We're hoping to raise just more than we did last year. We're just looking to improve on anything that we've done. As far as the cans go, obviously, we have certain rules in Sammy Shenanigans to have benefits for raising more money and donating more cans. So honestly, we're just grateful for everything we get, and we're hoping to have a great turnout.
With the support of everyone involved this year, Sammy Shenanigans is sure to be a fun and successful philanthropy event. I'm Lauren Tannenbaum, reporting for Argo News.
In order to advertise for these community events, you should know a thing or two about media. Argo News reporter Rebecca Bartley has more on the story.
Studying media at UWF means a lot more than just reading textbooks.
When I was in high school, I took a course that was on media studies, that they had one that was offered as it was an English elective, and it does a lot of the same stuff that I try to do as part of my courses now, and there was something sort of magical about it that I really enjoyed doing the kinds of analysis, that there was something about that was really that really grabbed me, and it seemed really important. It seemed really important to be able to look at these texts and to look at them critically in terms of what was going on, whether it was music, whether it was television, whether it was film, and then trying to figure out a way later on, how do I, turn this into a university degree, and then how eventually to turn it into something like, a career. I started off as a political science major, and I was mostly a political theory major. And so I was doing a lot of stuff I did a lot of stuff on Canadian politics and political theory, mostly because I was trying to figure out how I could do sort of a mix of what I wanted to do, which was music and politics. And so my major was political science. My minor was what they called music history and culture, sort of a musicology type program. I'm a television junkie, and I listen to a lot of music. But I'm definitely someone who watches probably more television than is good for my brain, and I'll fully admit to that. So I watch a lot of television. I watch a lot of Netflix stuff. I do watch a lot of films. But I think if you take away my television, I'm going to be pretty grumpy.
I may not be a TV junkie, but I sure can't get enough zombies. I'm Rebecca Bartley, reporting for Argo News.
A wise woman once said, "If you judge people, you have no time to love them."
Is that wise woman you?
No, it's Mother Teresa. Following in her footsteps, here's reporter Jenna Alami.
You always hear the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," but can you honestly say that you follow that principle?
I'm Sarah, and I have bipolar disorder. What that means is in some days I will be extremely depressed. I won't want to get out of bed. And in others I will be mad as hell. Losing time. It's where I won't be able to remember bits and pieces of my day. So say for instance, the last time I look at a clock would be 1. And when I look back at it, when I think I look back at it, and it would be 9 o'clock, and I have no idea what I've done in those hours. It's only happened twice, and it normally happens when the doctors call it manic mode. It's where I need to do stuff. So say like for instance, the first time it happened, I did 4 papers and did a laundry when I didn't know that I was doing them. I draw. I play the guitar, I sing, and play lots and lots of sports like basketball and such. It helps. And video games. It keeps my mind off of, and if I am in one of my episodes like depression or anger, it calms me down or it brings me back up. The doctors tell me that I was born with it, but I guess I started feeling really, really depressed at 15. My best friend then died 2 days before my birthday, and I couldn't handle that. We're no different than normal people. I mean, it is manageable. I mean, it's sort of kind of like seeing gay people walk down the street. They aren't any different. They just are different.
After reading the book, you realize a book is a book, no different from any other. I'm Jenna Alami reporting for Argo News.
Basketball can affect someone's life more than one may think. A famous Hall of Fame basketball player is coming to Pensacola to say some inspiring words to the community. Argo News reporter Max Nadsity has more on the story.
Have you ever wanted to meet the Hall of Fame basketball player Magic Johnson live and in person? Now might be your chance.
Magic Johnson's coming here to really speak to the youth of the community and really spread the word of how to get better, how to not sit back and wait for others to make your way and to make a way for yourself. In the presentation, there'll be a lot of local kids performing and really giving the message of there's hope for everyone, and really getting to be how to make our community better. We have some local preachers going to be out here, and other people like Lumen May, Escambia County will be out here speaking. The mayor will be out here. So it'll be a lot of people from the community, both in churches and our government, and coming out here to make this a better place for Pensacola. You know, they picked the Bayfront Stadium because this is kind of the centerpiece of Pensacola. This is the place that people can come and, you know, really enjoy our bay and also get to have 5,000 people sit in the stadium and be able to listen to the message. And, you know, Magic Johnson coming here is kind of a big deal for our community, and getting somebody to come down here like that is really a great thing for our community. And coming to Pensacola in the Bayfront is a great place to come if you're going to come, and I believe they picked it more than anything just because of the fact that this is showing progress at Pensacola.
After watching Johnson speak, maybe you too will be inspired to do great things. I'm Max Natsity, reporting for Argo News.
Quick, say something funny.
I don't know anything funny. I'm not good at improv.
That's okay, because there's improv here in Pensacola. With more on the story, here's reporter Graham Clark.
You may have seen or heard of improv before, but you know what goes into it? You might be surprised.
The group has been performing for over 8 years, and I've been performing with them for just short of, I've been performing for over 8 years with them, and I think they were together for about 6 months before I joined. I joined in August, and then by December we were performing at the Silver Screen. The dynamics in doing improv in a show or with a group. In improv, it's a little bit different because obviously it's unscripted. We also have to rely on each other for support because it's unscripted. So I have to be able to go on stage knowing that I can rely on any of my scene partners to have my back.
We do a type of improv called short form, and of course there's many different types, but the main two that most troops will venture into is a short form, which is usually a 3 to 4 minute game where there are rules and a structure, or there's long form, which is more of a drawn out, more it can be more organic. It can involve different scenes, usually that are tied together. In bigger cities, they offer the short form shows, but they do more shows per month. So we're just sort of a smaller version of what they do. Hopefully it's fun.
It's very, very important, and not a lot of people understand that the foundation of improv and good improv is good acting. A lot of people think it's getting up there and being funny, but we have to tell a lot of people when they start out, don't try to be funny. If you're going to try to be anything, you want to try to be interesting.
Make sure that you understand what the process is about.
Be fearless, because if you go to perform and you're not confident, you're not fearless, you're going to be insecure, you're going to be concerned, and you're not going to give your best performance.
This group has been part of Pensacola for many years, and it looks like it will continue to do so for many to come. Reporting for Argo News, I'm Graham Clark.
Have brought their beverage dreams to life. So if you're looking for a drink while you're out on the town, they may have just what you're looking for. Reporter Seth Patterson has more on the story.
Have a glass that needs filling? Here's something you should put in it.
The whole process of making Chased, I actually invited Bess, which is my co-founder of the company, to my bar at Watercolor. And I'd been making this drink for a good long while, and one day this lady came to me, one of our regular customers, and asked could I make her something she had never had before. So I ended up making her my drink that I used to make for everyone at my house, and she ended up calling it the Ricky, and it just spread like wildfire. I never thought anything else of it until I invited Bess to the bar one day, and she just sat around watching me serve these drinks to hundreds of people. And just out of the blue, I asked her would she like to go into partners with me to bottle this creation of mine, and she said sure. I mean, no hesitation or nothing. The 850 is actually a 2-part rum, and it's infused with pineapple, coconut, and citrus. So it's great on its own. You can drink it straight on the rocks, or Bess and I came up with different recipes for bars and restaurants to maximize pours. So it makes a great mojito. Any rum-based cocktail, you can actually substitute the 850 instead of any original rum that you like, I guess. Honest, I really don't like alcohol, so I wanted to create something that, I could be proud of and that I actually liked. And it just so happens with chance and a lot of practice that this came about, and it turned out great. Chase can be found from Pensacola to Jacksonville in over 40 different locations.
Choose your libations locally with Chased 850. And that's the way the chaste pours. This is Seth Patterson reporting for Argo News. Winter season means slow business for the beach. Here's reporter Corinne Williams with an inside look.
Pensacola is known for its beautiful beaches, but what happens to those businesses on the beach when the cold season hits?
Main summertime season runs from Memorial Day through Labor Day, and we stay a pretty good decent amount of business until we get towards the latter half of October. The latter half of October through the end of February is our slowest time of the year. Well, we use a lot of different tactics to bring in customers, depending on what time of year it is. Right now we're running a lot of buy one get one free specials. We also do a lot of advertising in the area condos and hotels, and a few print advertisement, and we also do some promotional advertising, such as getting out and doing donations for things that are going on inside the community. Coming up at the beginning of March, we've got our Perdido Key Mardi Gras Festival that'll be held out here. Really, that's the only big festival we have during the off season. We'll be doing a lot of the same stuff we always do, putting out advertisements. We also talk to a lot of the area snowbird clubs that come down here and give them donations for all of the little functions that they have amongst themselves, and they really appreciate that, and that helps draw their business in, and we'll continue to do that. We talk to the staff. We try to keep their spirits up. Let's see. We run the promotions to keep customers coming into the building, to keep money in their pockets, and do whatever we can to help them out scheduling, and run with less staff and try to keep money in their pockets. The other businesses that on the beaches, it's definitely slower for the condos and the hotels in the area, and all your tourist shops and souvenir shops, all of them have a pretty rough winter.
Pensacola beaches have plenty to offer year-round. Just check it out for yourself. I'm Corinne Williams, reporting for Argo News.
It might be slow for the beach, but it's picking up in downtown Pensacola. Reporter Sarah Richards took a trip downtown Pensacola to find out.
For the past 5 months, the Pensacola City Council, local restaurateurs, and citizens have debated on whether food trucks should be permitted in the city and if they should go on Palafox Place.
As a native Pensacolian and a foodie, I am extremely excited about what's taking place today. We're in controversy over food trucks, and I think we get a bad rap as businesses that we don't want food trucks here. But in actuality, I think it's a great thing for Pensacola. Food trucks have worked in bigger cities with larger populations, and I think they'll work here too if we can all get along.
Some restaurant owners on Palafox are concerned about the regulation of food trucks.
The petition that I started concerning mobile food units was not against them. It was for regulation of them. As of right now, there is zero regulation on the books. So it's basically a free-for-all.
The Pensacola Food Truck Coalition and the City Council have drafted a pilot program that will put food trucks to the test.
My thoughts on the new pilot program are that it's an amazing idea. Because it gives Pensacola, the councilman, the planning board, and everyone else real data to decide on later. Because right now, all the regulations are from the realm of hypothetical. This happened in one city and not another city, and there's no real way to say this is what would happen in Pensacola. And the pilot program will give them an opportunity to say this works and this doesn't, and then decide rationally.
I really think business owners shouldn't be afraid about food truck in general, because downtown right now there is nowhere you can grab something quick for lunch, and I also think there is nowhere you can find crepe anywhere in Pensacola. So in my mind, competition in general is good. It brings people downtown.
I would like to see food trucks used to help revitalize other areas that are in need for the same thing downtown needed 10 years ago.
Yeah, we're just trying to preserve the core Palafox Street and find an effective compromise with our food trucks.
No one is quite sure what the future of food trucks will look like in Pensacola. Only after the pilot program is approved will we know more. I'm Sarah Richards reporting for Argo News.
Their motto is to protect and serve. If controversy downtown gets out of hand, a sheriff may be just what you need. Argo News reporter Daniel Linham has more on the people who help keep us safe.
You have the right to remain informed.
I'm usually on the north end, north of Brent Lane, all the way north up to West Roberts, and from county line to state line. Yeah, when we first get on shift, it's usually, we'll answer a lot of calls for service, but then, towards, 1, 2 o'clock, the calls for service kind of die down, and we do more proactive. We're in the neighborhoods trying to look for anybody breaking into cars or enforcing traffic laws, doing traffic stops. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do if you get pulled over is, a lot of people like to try to get out of the car. And that's, for our sake, safety's sake, we don't know who you are at the time. We haven't approached you. We don't know if you just killed somebody. So best thing to do is, stay in the car and just, wait for us to come up and talk to you. We use the computer to look people's names up, make sure they don't have warrants and things like that. We can look up everything from previous offense records to previous addresses and everything like that in case we got to find somebody. Obviously our patrol radio, we got 9 channels that go all throughout the county. They are all encrypted and everything like that to keep people from scanning, catching on. And then I got the controls for the light bar that has the siren and everything on it. It's pretty all, our watch guard camera system here that, just every time my lights get activated, the camera automatically pops on and just, for my sake and the, people's sake that I talk to and everything like that.
Pulling someone over is a stressful experience for both parties, but the Escambia County Sheriff's Department tries to ensure safety for all citizens of Escambia County. This has been Daniel Lynham reporting for Argo News.
Do you like superheroes, anime, or Star Wars? Pensacola held their first ever Pensacon convention. Here's Jordan Grinnell with more on the story.
Are you a fan of pop culture? Pensacola held their first ever Pensacon.
We just wanted to bring something unique to town, really. I've been a fan of stuff all my life. I've been a nerd all my life. So I thought, pop culture is something I'm really excited about. So we wanted to just do something special for our city. We see it in other cities. It's very successful. People seem to really love it. And the nerd culture has sort of taken over pop culture nowadays. So we thought, why not try something on a bigger scale than what's been done in Pensacola before. We've been very lucky in that the city has become very involved, so we really consider downtown Pensacola to be our third venue. All of the restaurants and bars and many of the businesses have come on board with us. They're offering specials and hosting parties and doing things. So this is really a citywide event for this downtown area, and we're actually sponsoring gallery night on the Friday night of the convention as well. So bringing the celebrities in and everything is really fun for everybody, the artists and all the other guests, all the other things we're doing, but really Pensacola has been the focus. Is why we call the convention Pensacon. We have everything from, you can meet the folks that were in Star Wars if you were a Star Wars fan, all the way to, I know a lot of people in the 25 to 35 age range are really excited about meeting the Power Rangers. The original Power Rangers are going to be here. And like I said, stuff like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is one of the most popular shows on TV. Game of Thrones is one of the most popular shows on TV. Doctor Who is one of the most popular. So we have guests from all of those different shows. Beyond that, we have science guests. We have a worldwide known astronomer coming to give his talk, Pamela Gay, who's worked with Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye, and she's done a lot of things across the world. She's coming to give a talk. Comic books, if you're a comic book fan, like I said, we have over 25 different comic book artists that work for the major comic book companies coming into town. So there's a little bit of that for everybody. Personally, I'm more excited to see how this is all going to come together and how everybody's going to be there and what kind of, if I see smiling faces, that will be the most exciting part for me.
Pensacon is the perfect place for your nerd culture fandom. I'm Jordan Grinnell with Argo News, and may the force be with you.
And that concludes today's show. I'm Amanda Diamond.
And I'm Seth Patterson, and that's the way the Argonauts broadcast. Thank you for watching and have a great day.